Okay, let's talk about how I actually structure my workouts for muscle growth. I get asked this question all the time. How do I plan? How do I pick exercises? So I figured let's just lay it all out. And this isn't some complicated pro bodybuilder program, okay? No, this is literally what works for me and what I would tell any friend who came to me for advice on wanting to get stronger, wanting to build muscle, and just wanting to see results and changes. So if you actually want to see changes, if you're tired of winging it at the gym, if you've been feeling lost about what to do, then this is for you. First of all, let's talk about why structure matters, okay? This is me before I had any type of structure, okay? I was going to the gym, I was doing 11, 12 exercises, not really completing my sets, my reps. And this is me when I actually started to implement some structure in my workouts, okay? I was focusing on my form over the weights. I was focusing on minimizing and reducing how many exercises that I was doing so that my workouts are actually effective and efficient. It's not about going to the gym and training for 3 hours. You can have a great 45-minute, 1-hour workout session and see the most results. So it's not really about how much time you spend in the gym. It's about what you're doing in the gym that is effective. Okay, so structure equals results. If your goal is genuinely to build muscle and see changes and results, you can't just show up to the gym and do whatever feels fun that day. You need to hit muscle groups consistently, give them enough volume, and just make sure that you're progressing over time. So your workouts don't have to be fancy, but it does need to be intentional. So now let's talk about my weekly training split. So here's my actual training split right now. Now it changes sometimes, but I usually just keep my workout splits the same, okay? Honestly, the more boring your workout is, the more effective it is. Too much variety can complicate and kind of just challenge the results that you're trying to get. So generally I do something like this, where I have day 1 is usually a lower body, glute and quad focused day. Day 2, I would do upper body where I have push, pull mix. Day 3 is usually an active rest day, mobility. And I do cardio like a 10, 15, 20 minute incline walk before each of my workouts. So let's say 5 times a week, I'm getting some type of cardio in. On day 4, I hit my lower body again. This time I'm focusing on my glutes and my hamstrings. And then on my 5th day, I do another upper body workout where it's kind of like a push-pull split or just a full upper body day. And then on day 6, that is when I usually typically focus on more cardio, or I'll just have another light lower body session where I'll hit my quads and my calves. And of course, after all of my exercises, I do finishers for my abs. I don't really look at ab exercises as a specific workout. Like I need to have a full day dedicated to my abs. Abs are usually just something that I throw at the end of my workout. So some weeks, depending on how that week goes, I'll do 6 days, but I aim to have a minimum of 4 training days a week, and 5 is usually like my sweet spot, okay? No excuses. I get in the gym 5 days a week. Sometimes when I do get really busy or I'm super tired, I'll probably drop to 3, but that really rarely ever happens because I'm sorry, gym is my therapy and I try as much as possible to be in there as much as I can. But the most important thing is to always try and balance out your upper and your lower body sessions. Ladies, train your upper body. Okay, I don't care what you see in the media. I don't care what that influencer tells you. You are not going to get too big because you decided to do 2 upper body workout sessions in the week. Your upper body workouts and upper body strength in general is just as important as building and developing lower body strength. Okay, now when it comes to your upper body, you don't have to go super heavy. Okay, you can keep your weights light, maybe do a little bit more reps, but don't completely neglect your upper body because it's not actually progressive for the goals that you're trying to get to. So how do I pick my exercises? When it comes to picking my exercises, like I said, I keep it simple and I keep it effective. All right, so let me show you what this looks like in real time. Today's lower body workout is focused on glutes and quads. So I'm gonna start off with some barbell back squats first. And I'm aiming to do about 8 to 12 reps. And we're going to be doing about 3 to 4 sets today. So let's go. I'm wearing the right shoes for this because the soles are a bit elevated. I might have to take my shoes off. And I like to go slow, control my movements, and go deep into that squat. Get that full range of motion. A little pause there at the bottom. Next, I'm supersetting with some deficit split squats. So the deficit is created by a weight plate that I'm going to be standing on. And again, aiming for about 8 to 12 reps per leg. I have a pair of 8 kg dumbbells here. And I'm focusing on form over weight always. So we're doing a glute bias split squat. So I'm gonna take my feet a bit closer than I would if I'm trying to focus like on my quads. Slow and controlling my reps. Guys, that was 8 kg, but that was tough. Now I'm gonna rest for about 30 seconds, and I'm gonna jump into the next 2 exercises. So for each workout, I like to include at least 1 to 2 compound movements, like a squat, for example, a hip thrust, bench press, pull-ups. And then of course, I like to throw in like 2 to 3 accessory movements. So I'll probably have lunges, I'll have my deficit split squats, lateral raises, back rows. And then at the end of my workouts, I'll do like an optional finisher. So that's when I'll probably do some cable kickbacks, or I'll do my cable crunches. So compound exercises basically builds the most muscle because you're targeting so many different muscle groups at the same time. Whereas accessory exercises basically just help with like detail, balance, injury prevention. So if I'm in the gym and I'm short on time, I will always prioritize my compound lifts. Okay, so how do I set my sets and how do I set my reps? Now, generally, when it comes to compound exercises, I aim to do 3 to 4 sets of those at about 8 to 12 reps each. Then when it comes to my accessory exercises, I like to do about 2 to 3 sets of these, and I'll probably do 8 to 10 reps. And then with my finishers, I also aim to do about 2 to 4 sets of these, and I try and go till failure, right? So if I'm doing my cable crunches, I know that I can max out on a cable crunch. Now, when it comes to my rest periods, okay, so after I do, let's say, a compound exercise like a squat, which exerts the most energy, I try and rest between 60 to 90 seconds. Then when it comes to an accessory exercise, I rest for about 30 to 60 seconds. And honestly, it's usually flexible. So if I'm going heavier, I'm resting a bit longer. I'm not good at it yet, but I do try not to scroll on my phone for more than 5 minutes in between my sets. So the last piece is progression. You do not have to kill yourself in the gym, but you do need to be getting to a place where you're getting a little better over time. So make sure that you're adding weights, make sure that you're adding reps, add an extra set if you can, improve your form, improve your technique, and reduce your rest periods if you want more intensity. And tracking your workouts, even if it's just in your notes app, can make a big difference. And just remember that consistency beats perfection every single time. So that is how I structure my workouts for muscle growth. No crazy secrets, just a plan that is effective and sustainable. So if you're ever confused or if you're ever lost about what to do in the gym and you just don't know how to structure your own workouts, you don't know how to structure your sets, your reps, how long to rest, I have cut out all of those overwhelming thoughts for you, and I've put them in all of my workout programs, all right? So make sure you grab a workout program down below. And if this was helpful, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and as usual, I will see you guys in my next video.